Lithops, or living stones, are a really cool botanical oddity that we carry here at Groovy Plants Ranch. They are an African desert plant, and as you can see, they're really flat and mostly tones of brown. Now, you can find other colors, sometimes a little bit green tone, sometimes purple tones, but primarily they were a brown plant because they grow in the desert and they are trying to camouflage into the ground so that they don't get eaten by different creatures in the desert that are looking for water or sustenance, so they camouflage in their native environment. These can be tricky to take care of in the home, and I think it's because people try to take care of them. You need to water them almost not at all, and so if you do take care of them and you water them, it may be too much water. So they are an extreme desert plant, and so you only need to water them when they're in their active growth period, which would be late summer. They oftentimes will grow a small daisy flower right out of that center between the two leaves. It's the cutest little daisy flower ever. And then they will start to actively grow. And as soon as we start cooling down for winter here in Ohio, that's when you stop watering them again. When you do water them in that 3 or 4 month period, August to September through November-ish, water them at most every other week. Once they've moved to the next phase of their growth cycle, what you'll find is that these two leaves will begin to split and a new 2 leaves will be coming out of that crack in a perpendicular angle to these ones, and it will get all of its nutrients and moisture that it needs to grow its new leaves from the old leaves. So established plants will oftentimes have these 2 lobes and then wrinkled leaf material kind of around the base, and that's really all it's going to do. Its entire cycle is 2 lobes, and then it shrinks up and uses the moisture and nutrients from this one, and then it goes into dormancy, then it blooms, and then 2 more leaves, and those shrink down. And so it's just a very interesting botanical oddity, and you really only need to water it a few times in the fall, and otherwise it should be good. Now, you may need to water a little bit more often, so if you look at it and it looks really, really squishy, or you touch it and it feels a lot drier than normal, you could go ahead and water it, a few times between November and the next August, but not often. And that's how you care for lithops, or living stones.